All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. We have another review for you. This is of the Billy Waugh Demo from Strack HQ. And say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powder Toast Man and Login TV. And let's get started on the Knives Fast channel. If you're not subscribed, please consider checking that out. Guys, this knife comes by way of our friend and a great member of the community, Rusty Knife Lover. Rusty has been a huge part of my channel for a long time, and this is, I think, the second time he sent me some amazing knives to look at. Rusty, you're a generous dude, and I really appreciate you, my friend, because this is not a cheap knife. This is a pretty amazing high-end knife, again, made by Strack HQ, and he's got number 69 here. You do have a cutout foam box here, extra screw, really cool. Now, this knife is designed by Robert Young Pelton. I think that's right. Yeah, I finally got his name right. And William Harsey as well, which is pretty stinking cool. And it's designed along with, there you go. There you go. It's a Stonewash folding blade knife. Designed and backed in the U.S., but manufactured in Italy by Lion Steel. And this one, again, is designed to honor and to show off some of the things Special Forces veteran Billy Waugh really liked in a knife. So I think that's really awesome. Billy served our country a lot, and I think it's important to honor those folks, and that is great. Now, just on the surface, this is a gorgeous looking knife, and it is big and hefty and capable and all that good stuff. You see this, what they call 3D titanium, and it's actually, you see the sculpting of it around the pivot and in different places. You do have a really good lock bar insert there, an over travel stop. It's, again, same thing here. It's milled out around that, and the pins that hold it in, screws on this side, pins on that side, you know, are just countersunk in there really well. Everything is just, I mean, it feels like a Lion Steel folder from what people, again, I've never seen one, from what people have told me and how things are made in Italy. It feels that way. Now, you do have, besides the frame lock here, you also have a Marlin spike, or more like, to me, it's real pokey here, and it has a hole, so it's more like an awl, in my opinion, and that is also a frame lock with a lock bar insert as well. Your access to disengage that one is good, but it could be better. It's because it is kind of stiff because it's short. I wish that was a little bit longer. Now, I didn't use that. I didn't really use that, but if you want to, you should just know that. Now, it does have a tungsten carbide glass breaker back here, and I think, based on what I'm seeing here, it can be left or right tip-up carry. It is a big steel pocket clip with great clearance, good retention, does sit on the lock bar there, which is interesting to me. I don't think it's a problem. It didn't seem to hurt anything, but, you know, it might have been better if it was angled out, just in my opinion. But it does have good retention, good in and out of the pocket. Didn't feel like this 3D texture would shred your pocket. It didn't for me. But again, plenty of room under that clip for whatever pants you're wearing, which is good because if it's used by a serviceman, it's got plenty of room for BDUs or whatever. Really cool. Now, again, there's that. Now, let's flip it open and take a look at the blade. So you've got William Harsey's signature on that side, and you have a hole and a really cool fuller. You guys know I dig that. A thumb ramp without jimping, and it is crowned. Back here, it's crowned, and here, yeah, it's not really crowned, but it's smoothed and chamfered. This part's crowned, though, for your thumb to land on. You do have swedging right through here. Beautiful blade. Now, on the other side, you just have www.rvp.design for RYP, excuse me, Robert Young Pelton. You do have a sharpening choil, good exit to the plunge grind. Wow. Flipper tab is milled out, which is really cool, and you don't have any jimping on the flipper tab, which, again, I am 1,000% okay with. You do have 40 to 45% lockup there. Good access, again, no like dip here to get your thumb in there. It's just that. So, but again, this bar is nice and long, so it does actuate pretty easily. Not a problem, but just, you know, a little more access would have been nice, but it's not bad. There you go. Well, I'm not going to go there yet, but anyway, so let's look at centering. Oh yeah, good on the centering. Very, very nicely done. Now, let's go now to what I was going to talk about. So for me, the primary method I used to open this knife was middle finger flicking it, and for me, my finger goes in that fuller. Now, can you do it back here? Sort of, but I kind of land on the lock bar when I do that. So for me, back here in the back of the fuller, middle finger flick it, right open, no problems. Now, I heard some things about the detent maybe being light on this knife. It is not, at least in my, I mean, there's a good crisp pull to that detent. It is not light to me. And I think where people come from is when you flip it open, you see I barely engaged there. Now, I did put some KPL in there, so it's doing better. Let's just, there. So you can do that pretty easily. You can fail the flipper pretty easily. And I think there's one of two things going on here. It's running on IKBS ball bearings. So either there's like some gunk in there, or it's possible that this pivot is just too tight. But again, it's not my knife, so I didn't want to adjust it in case it's Loctited or anything like that. Didn't want to mess with Rusty's knife. But it is on IKBS bearings, which is cool. I did, like I said, I put some KPL both on the detent ball and on the pivot, and it is doing way better. Now, you can see it's not a free dropper, but it does come to your thumb, and then one shake gets it home, or maybe two. But really, really well done in that regard. Now, as far as ergos, guys, I love that my thumb is here. Very, very nicely done. My issue there is there's this, I don't know, I really don't completely understand why that is there. Well, it's for the flipper tab. So it's a relief for the flipper tab. That's exactly what it is. But when I'm holding the knife like this, when I'm up here, it's perfect. But I'm telling you right now, that is almost 90 degrees right there. And it kind of digs on my thumb a little bit on the back side of my thumb. Now, if you come up here, on the other side of this, on the, you know, it's pretty good right there. It's not bad, but I would like to be here, and it's just a little too thin right there, and you feel it on your thumb. And that's just for me. No issues with this. It doesn't bother your grip at all. Huge grip, perfect. Otherwise, if I'm holding it like this, no problems whatsoever. It's just when I put my thumb in that one spot, that bothers me a little bit, but other than that, really, really good feel in the hand. And it's big and round. You guys know I like nice and rounded off scales. Feels good in the hand. Very, very nicely. So let's leave it open and talk about specs if I can get it. There we go. So it is 6.8 ounces. So it is a hefty boy. Now that is thick slabs of titanium. So that's why. 9.13 inches overall. 3.78 on the blade, again, M390. The hardness is 60 on this one. It is Stonewash finish on the blade, I believe. Let me look at that again in just a second. 0.16, so a little thicker. But again, this is a work knife. This is a knife that's meant not to cut paper, guys. This is a go out and do things knife, okay? 3D titanium printed, 3D titanium milled handles. I wanted to look. Well, I can't. There is a little bit of weight relief inside there in a couple of pockets, but not a ton. And again, 6.8 ounces. But again, not a huge deal for me on this size knife. Now, let me pick something up here. So I did take it out and cut a little bit on a small limb like feather stick, and it worked really well for that. But it just has manhandled some cardboard around here. You know what? This whole doing it in front of the camera thing is tough. So let me get up and come over here, see if you guys can see this. There we go. I'm just having trouble with the angle. Here we go. All right, I got it. It's not the knife, guys. It's me. It's just there's not enough room here. But you can see if I can. There we go. It is a cardboard eating machine. So really, really good. I cut up the Walmart logo, so that was good. But I like this knife a lot. There's a couple of nitpicks there, as you heard, but nothing really super concerning. It's, again, I just wish that action was a little, it just feels like maybe it's gritty or too tight right in there. And so when you try to open it, I think that's what's slowing it down. And that's not a huge deal because, again, for me, I'm middle finger flicking this thing every time, and it just pops because, like I said, by the way, it is Stonewash. Like I said, for me, and there's number 69 right there for Rusty, but really, really cool. There's not a huge problem at all, just a couple of nitpicks. Really good knife. And, guys, that's it. So we're a little longer than usual, so I'm going to wrap it up. All right, little tag on here. I wrapped it up, but I'm coming back and adding this on and re-editing it. I forgot to mention the price. Now, these are available over at Strack HQ, which is STRAACK.com. And, guys, these are available for $495. Now, this is a big chunk of titanium and a big chunk of M390. You know, it's thick and big and hefty, and you know, made in Italy. Up to you on the price, but just thought I would point that out. Almost forgot to say it, and I know there will be questions down in the comments if I don't. So there you go, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Thank you for all your support. And guys, most of all, thank you ever so much for watching the Knives Fast channel.